My wife Angela and I bought a off-grid cabin in southern Indiana, and we just purchased it, signed for it, and we were so excited we just headed straight down to the cabin because we wanted to check it out. So, foggy morning on our way in, cleared up a little bit. This property is about 2.5 to 3 hours away from our regular home. We are excited to get there. There is the first shot of it. As you see, it's a prefab cabin. Not really a cabin, but a shed. But that's okay. And this is our very first view of this property. We had been on it one other time to take a look at it before we made an offer. Made the offer, did a little negotiating, and it was accepted. So here we are going actually into the cabin for the very first time. And we call it a cabin. Like I said, it's a shed. One thing that you'll notice when we walk in is that it's an incomplete cabin. It needs some drywall work, but it does have that nice countertop there, some storage, a little table. It does have windows everywhere, and some ladders for the lofts. One thing you won't see in this video very clearly is that we actually had some mildew on the insulation in the ceiling. You may see it here for just a minute, but really it's kind of hard to see. As you can see, it's kind of fallen down right there. So we had to pull all that out. You won't see a video of that. I didn't turn on the camera for that. But we do have a propane stove, and you'll see the propane tank on the outside here in just a little bit. So that's what the inside of the cabin looks like. Not incredibly great shape, but not awful either. Here I am. One of the first things I wanted to do was get the driveway here. This is a switchback driveway. The road is actually very close to where our cabin sits. But one of the first things I wanted to do is get it cleaned up so we could park a little closer to the cabin itself. So when we're unloading supplies, it's a lot easier. So here I'm just weed eating and kind of clearing a path. As you can see, I don't normally move that fast. That is the speed of the camera. Speeding it up here a bit. Don't want to bore you guys too much. So took out all the grass with the weed eater here, and as I get through the driveway here, I'm going to go up closer to the cabin and make sure that we get that cleared out as well. There is gravel underneath of this. It's a little hard to see, but there is gravel there. I'm going to grab my trimmers here and my hedge clippers and take out some of the bigger pieces. Just want to make sure that we're clearing those out. And like I said, there is gravel underneath of here. It's really hard to see in the video. As we get a little bit more of this cleaned up, it's a little bit more noticeable, but just removing all the mulberry trees and different types of trees that have come down right there. Not super difficult. Was quite a bit time consuming. And here's me fixing the weed eater because I already broke it inside of the first 10 minutes of using it as I'm preparing to clean around the cabin. So tools break, you got to fix them. It's not a huge deal, but I'm going to snap this back together and get right back onto what we were doing here and start cleaning up the front here. So here I'm cleaning up the front. You can see the little blurred spot. That's my wife. She was blurred out. She decided she wasn't going to wear much while I was recording, so I went ahead and just blurred her out. If you see the blur, it's most likely her, and I just blurred her out because she's not got a lot on. So here I am. I'm just cleaning up the back here. There was a lot of trees, a lot of bushes, a lot of grass. I wanted to see the line from the propane tank to the propane heater on the inside. You can kind of see it right there. Right there, that line running, and it runs all the way into the back right there. There's the entry, and then there's the vent fan that comes off of the propane heater. So one major thing that we wanted was a shower, an outdoor shower. There's some decking here. Don't know where it came from. It was there when we got there. I didn't ask the old owner about it, but I figured this would be a nice platform for a outdoor shower. And this thing is a lot heavier than I thought it was, but it's in pretty good condition. There were some spiders on it that I had to kind of chase off of there. But what you'll see here is me just kind of moving it into place because I wanted to make sure that when we shower outside that we're not standing in the mud, standing in the grass. That way it feels a lot cleaner when we use the outdoor shower. The wood is in pretty good shape on this, and my main goal here is to make sure that when I set this down, I don't actually clip that line that is on the outside of the cabin there. It's got the gas line, and just kind of maneuvering this into place. Like I said, pretty heavy. Wasn't crazy. There's me knocking some spiders off as this has been sitting here for however long. Don't know that it's ever been used. It looks like somebody took it apart from an old house and decided to bring it up to the cabin. And they were probably going to use it as a front porch. I may use the rest of it that's next to the cabin for a front porch. So the step up isn't as great. There's just a little brick there to step up into the cabin. But like I said, right here, I'm just trying to make sure that I don't actually hit that gas line. That's my major concern right now, and just want to get this pretty close without damaging anything. Probably should have asked my wife for some help here, as this was a little bit complicated by myself. But she was off doing other things, and I didn't want to interrupt what she was up to. So there we go. And we'll just place this on the ground here and then move it into position. So the original concept for the outdoor shower was to hook it to the roof line. You'll see when I go to set this up, I'm just going to push it up against there. I'm pointing at the roof. That was my thought. I was going to stick it there. And once I get this into place, you'll see it actually is very level. It's a very good spot right here. And I really like the way this turned out. So I was thinking about the roof line for the shower. As you can see, I'm reaching up to the top, thinking it's going to come down like that. So this outdoor shower is a battery powered pump. Comes with a little bucket. I bought it on Amazon. This was maybe 15 or 20 bucks. And there's the power pack. There's the bucket right there. And what I really like about this one is it came with a shower head, and then it also came with a sink dispenser or sink sprayer, as you'll see as I unload it out of here. It's hard to take things out of the bag when it's one-handed, but you can see there's the shower head, which was our main thing, and it also comes with a sink sprayer. So if you want to wash some dishes or something like that, you take that little pump and put it in that bucket that's full of water, and it pumps it out. And here you're going to see that I'm putting together the clip, thinking that I'm going to put it on the roof line there. It has suction cups on it. So as I was working through this, I decided that I was going to suction cup it to the window. As you can see, I'm trying to think of, oh, we'll go on the roof line. Nope, let's clean off the window and just put it there. And the only downside would be that if you had guests over, if you're showering outside, you're at the window. So anybody on the inside could actually just look in or look out and see you while you're showering. So we're going to have to figure out how we're going to cover that up. You can see, I don't know what I'm doing right here. This, I've got it upside down. It takes me a full minute to figure that out. I feel pretty dumb until I figure it out. And I'm like, why won't this fit? Oh, it must be upside down. Good job, Brad. I'm trying to hang it about every way you can think of. And finally I figure it out, and I'm like, okay, well, let's flip this upside down. And having a shower, super important. This cabin has no electricity. It has no running water, so we have to bring all of our water. So we want to make sure that we can shower and get the woods and sweat and smell off of us. It's about 90 degrees out today while I'm putting this shower up. So want to make sure that works. Looks good. I'm happy with it. Next up, I'm gonna do a little bit of wood cutting because I wanted to start a fire. My wife really enjoys the fire. Here I'm just splitting some logs with a knife and I don't have a hatchet or an axe with me at this point, and I'll pick up one of those eventually. But here I'm just splitting the wood with my knife so I can get the fire started for my wife to enjoy. Um, and as you can see, it's pretty easy to cut that wood. That wood is pretty rotten. I don't know how it's going to burn. It'll probably burn okay, but it's not looking great. I did find a couple of mushrooms. There's lots of mushrooms on this property. At least that's what the owner said. There's a mushroom. Don't know what kind it is. And there's another mushroom that I found while I was looking for sticks to throw in to get the fire started. There's a couple of them actually right here. These are pretty unique looking. I've never seen any mushrooms that look like this. So I wanted to point those out. So now I'm going to start cleaning up the fire pit. And really what I want to do is just get rid of all these sticks that are in there and get a fire going. So using some, I think it's like Black Pirate fire starter, something like that, and a little rod there to fire rod to get it going. And we're gonna get this fire going. We're gonna burn it out because there's a lot of gunk in here. There's a lot of branches, a lot of debris. There's a lot of branches in the camp. The downside of this fire is that it is on an angle. Um, so it's a little bit tricky the way it's kind of set up here. And but you can see there's a lot to burn. I haven't even burned those logs yet. They're just still sitting off to the side. Here I'm going to scrape around the fire. There's rocks there. It's very heavily rocked here. And the great thing is this fire pit was already here. Lots of rocks, had to kind of dig some out. And you'll see I'll just scrape around the fire to make sure that nothing is going to catch on fire. There's a lot of leaves, so really want to clean this up so we can have a fire safely without worrying too much if we walk away, it trying to catch the rest of the woods on fire um, from there. So it's hot. It's hot right now. It's like I said, about 90 degrees doing a fire. But my wife likes the fire, so we're going to make sure she gets it. After I get the fire going for her, I want to go explore the woods. And as you can see here, it's very thick. It's very covered. The owners that used it last, they really hadn't been on the property for a few years. A lot of what you're getting ready to see is me just kind of wandering through the property and taking a look at what's in our woods. Like I said, we'd been on this property once. We did go through. There's some really tall grass, and trying to work through the tall grass to get up to a little pond. We're not sure if it's spring fed or not. I believe it is because the water is always there. That's what the owner said. As you can see there, it's not huge, but it is a little watering hole. And the nice thing is there's a couple of deer stands set up around this. So the grass around this area is about head high. I think I mentioned that earlier. Lots of brambles. I just got caught in one there. But in this lower part near the cabin, it's a lot of grass, which I plan on bush hogging out. So stay tuned for that video. Right here, I'm just kind of working my way through the trees into what I call the upper woods. We've been here before. There's one of the tree stands that looks kind of towards the watering hole there. And I call this the upper woods just because it's up the hill. And as you can see, tons of deer trails. I find some acorns on the ground, which is always good to see for the hunting. Our property does butt up against another property that has a soybean field. So our property line runs right on the edge of that, which is great. Easy way to access and kind of work our way through back to the woods here. I really like this next section of woods because it is very pretty. It's very open. It's got that nice old kind of woods look to it. I was able to put up a couple of deer cameras. There's some mushrooms. Don't know what variety those are, but they're all over the place. I was able to put up a few deer cams, trail cams from when we were signing for the property. So prior to that, the old owners allowed us to put those up. I'm working my way towards one of those so I can look to see what kind of deer activity we have in this area. But this is one of the flatter areas. I plan on putting a deer blind up here. Here I'm just looking up at the different acorn type trees, the different oak trees, dropping the acorns down. And there's acorns everywhere. So here's one of my trail cams. I'm going to check that. You can see me checking photos there. Tons of deer in this area, which is fantastic. I want to put out a salt block right here just to really see kind of what we get. In Indiana, you can have a salt block out until 10 days prior to the deer hunting season. So I'll be back to pull that block out of there. So gonna head back to camp here. Just wanted to check that camera for the night, kind of see what was going on. So now I'm going to go back. I'm getting hungry. My wife wants to make dinner, so I'm going to collect some different twigs and kind of clean out around the cabin. If you look off to the right there, you can see all the insulation that we had to pull out of there. It was basically anything that was on top of the ceiling. It was really making a bad vacuum there, or like a sauna that was creating some mildew. So we pulled that out. We'll come back later this week to dispose of that. My wife will drive down and pick that stuff up and run it to the dump. Now we're gonna start a little fire here. Nothing fancy. Gonna throw some paper towel down, put some twigs on there, light it with a lighter. I'm hungry and in a bit of a hurry. Normally I would use my fire starting kit or try to do something more survivalist to start the fire. But I'm pretty hungry. I'm pretty tired from hiking all day, and I know my wife is hungry from what she wants to do. And cleanup this morning took a long time. Took a lot of energy. It was a lot of fun. But if you like outdoor channels, I encourage you to give us a like, subscribe, follow. Really, this channel is going to be about this cabin and living off grid, and it will have hunting and fishing and cooking, catching cooks, hunting cooks, things like that. So if you're interested and that's something that you're interested in, be sure to give us a like and a follow and tune in as we progress through the challenges of living off grid. Like I said, no electricity, no water. We got to bring the water with us. We'll probably get a generator to help. It does have a generator hookup, which will allow us to run lights and stuff, but that's a little bit down the road. So got this fire going finally, looking pretty big there. Gonna throw the pot on top of here and get some delicious dinner going. While the dinner is going, I'm going to have a late afternoon, early evening cup of coffee using my jet boil. So jet boil is great. It's actually a French press one. That's what you're going to see me do here, where you put the water in, turn it on, boil your water, put your grinds in, mix it, and then you actually just press it like a French press, and then you can pour it into your mug. And it makes pretty good coffee. Nothing crazy delicious about it, but works really well for backpacking or being off grid or, out where you don't have normal drip coffee or we're going to try instant coffee as well and see what instant coffee tastes like. I'm not sure I'm going to like it, but we're going to check it out. JetBoil is cool because it lets you know when it gets hot. You can see the orange lines there, and as it's boiling and getting hotter, it will turn all the way orange. And then I'm just going to put the grind straight in here and press it, and then go ahead and pour out the coffee. So it's going to sit for a minute after stirring it, and then I'm going to press it. So again, if you guys like videos like this, I would love to share my outdoor adventures with you. Please subscribe to the channel, give us a look, and give it a watch. And let me know what you think in the comments below and what you'd like to see next. I can't wait to create another amazing video for you. We will see you next time on Lost River Survival. I'm Brad Klauser. Have a great day.